Welcome to the Lakeshow podcast presented by Jack in the Box. It's a weekly deep dive into the biggest stories and topics surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Allie, Clifton, joined by my Spectrum SportsNet co-host Chris McGee and our Laker insider Mike Bresnahan. Some days, guys, you just want to read off the prompter.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Should we be like Elmo? How's everyone doing today?
The Elmo thing on Twitter is
Did you
really
respond to it?
It's out
funny.
of control.
Did you guys respond?
No, I didn't.
I went down the rabbit hole last night.
Oh, you did?
Dave sent me the link, and I was dying laughing. The people were unbelievable last night.
I mean, everyone, poor Elmo, like a happy-go-lucky Sesame Street character. Just checking to see how everyone's doing.
Yeah. The nation weighed in with Elmo.
Heavily.
After all the tweets that were out there, but we're going to get to that in a moment. Yeah. That's the one you choose to fester on? The Elmo tweet.
No, because Brez mentioned Elmo. No, there was
I just felt like saying
a
hi to
couple other
everyone,
tweets
like
out there that were interesting. Some late at night, some before games.
More Laker themed.
I'm just kidding. LOL.
Oh, that was funny. Well played.
Yeah. Some stuff out there, Allie.
Guys, we're just going to get right to it. Yeah. Actually, can I give a shout out to a very cool place here in the South Bay, which is where we are located?
Happy birthday.
No, thanks. Oh. But because of my birthday, I went to this place today. I've never had this done before. I had my very first scalp massage. 90 minutes.
Whoa.
Did it release like tension or anything?
The blood flow, like the circulation, you've kind of overthink. Like you don't think about how important that is, how your feet and your head. Wow. Bringing the last two podcasts together.
Yeah.
Your feet and your head are the furthest away from your heart, correct? Huh. Yeah. So when it comes to the circulation and I say things that I shouldn't be saying on air, it's because I'm not thinking properly because I need more circulation and blood flow to my brain. So today I dove into that. It is right before, it's the Hermosa Pavilion across from Vans, right there on PCH.
Yep.
Okay.
It's in that building, and it's called the Ease Spa.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you guys have to check it out.
And for 90 minutes, they're just touching your head.
Massaging your head,
minutes.
and they're using different shampoos and conditioner that activate. And
where are you laying down, sitting up? What are you?
You're laying down on what is like a spa bed, and then there's a sink bowl like that you would wash your hair at like the salon in. And there's this gold thing around because then they bring the water and it goes up and down and they use different tools to massage. Wow. You guys, I'm telling you, I felt like this is something that you were telling me, Allie, I go there once a month.
Was there men there? I'm just asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Curious.
Men and women.
I'm usually
this cute
one of the
little...
only men getting a pedicure out there with my daughter.
Yeah, no, you would be. And
you and BT.
You both are great candidates with your hair because you've got a great head of hair.
Brez, you got great hair, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about bald people? Can they have a place to go?
Because remember, it's for your scalp. Do you have a scalp?
Yes.
Bald people?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not for the hair, it's for the scalp.
Wow.
Yeah. You should dry brush your scalp.
So you really didn't want to just dive in. You were ready to take this to another place.
Yeah, I wanted to go this way, and then I was like, I wanted to share the wealth because I'm telling you.
Maybe the Lakers need scalp massages.
That could help at this point. Yeah. I think instead of Bagel Thursday here, we should have Scalp Thursday. Just have those guys come in here tomorrow, give everyone, maybe not 90 minutes, but just like a 10, 15-minute scalp massage.
You know when you have those massages.
Was it a gift card?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'm in.
You know those massages where you like fall asleep and you start snoring and you're like, oh my God, that's embarrassing?
Yeah.
That was you.
Wait,
today.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you have a little drool?
Yes.
Yes.
And you get a lymphatic facial with it, head, neck massage, all of the things. Yeah. I know.
I feel relaxed already.
You know what's funny is you're talking about all this stuff, and I'm looking, and one of our cameramen, Brett, he has not heard a word you said. He's not even.
Brett. We just had a full-on conversation about you. Thanks for joining in. What are you listening to in those headphones over there?
Don't worry. Your birthday's over is what he said. He's been done celebrating you.
He just talked to me like my father talks to me. Don't worry about it, Allie. Who says that to another grown adult? That is not my dad.
Oh, man.
Anyways, what are you listening to?
Our studio crew's pretty famous. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you're one of those? Oh, you're listening to like a podcast. You're listening to us.
Yeah.
Us live, yes. Nacho, what's he got over there?
Nacho's playing Candy Crush.
Yeah. Nacho, can you get up and walk over there? Is that too much to ask?
Brez, what's your shirt say?
It's a Star Wars thing.
Oh,
Jawas.
Little repair shop for the Jawas.
Yeah, they're the little weird guys with the hoods.
Got them.
They run around and beat up R2-D2 and stuff. And
why aren't you ever them for Halloween? This is what we do when we don't want to get into the Lakers.
They're very tiny.
We're struggling.
Jawas are like 2-3 feet tall, probably. They're really tiny.
Tough.
You could just walk around on your knees all night.
I could.
Tough.
You know, I actually have bad knees, and this is why, because my brother was 3 years younger than me, And when I was in junior high school, we'd play one-on-one football in the hallway, and I'd get on my knees.
Yeah.
And he'd try to run
football's
through.
popular in our house. I know exactly what you're saying.
Screwed up my knees. I swear to God. Like if I go to church, I can't go in the pew, like kneel in the pew because my knees hurt from running around on my knees trying to tackle my brother who is on his feet running around.
I played a lot of knee
Yeah.
football
So be
too.
careful. Don't be
Is that
doing
what
like
you
tackle
guys
football
call
on
it?
your knees.
Just kidding. Brett's back with his headphones in. Doesn't care about us.
Brett, how are your knees?
Brett, how are your knees? Did you play knee football in the Midwest? Did we play that in Ohio? Yeah.
Okay.
We just tackle.
My brother was younger and
Guys,
smaller.
you're in the house, like on the carpet. So
Yeah, exactly.
this is not on the
exactly.
grass.
No,
okay.
this is
Brez,
a small hallway.
Brez, I get it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I was in Encino.
Oh, because it rains out here 7 days a week and you guys can never go outside and the sun never shines 9 months out of
It's
the year.
nighttime.
It's gray all the
You're
time.
in the house. Your parents are gone. You and your brother get after it.
because you're so innocent and you never snuck out of the house. Got it.
Not till I was a senior in high school.
Allie definitely answered Elmo
I
yesterday.
did not sneak
I can
out until I
sense
was
some
a
of the
senior
fire
in
right
high
now.
school. That is true. And I
Really?
snuck
Late
out,
bloomer.
I don't know, probably 63 times my senior second semester for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm more of a rebel than you. I snuck out in 8th grade.
Yeah. No. Not on Lil's watch.
Wow.
Were you in
Lil.
trouble a lot at home?
Lil.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Like
Not in high school as much.
Like
When I was a kid, I was in
grounded?
trouble a lot. Grades 1 through 8, little private school, got in trouble all the time. But they were too strict, way too strict. I just wanted to run free.
Did you
High
pierce?
school, I cleaned it up, 100%.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared of all the coaches and stuff like that.
Sports change your life.
Yes.
There you go. And now you're in the Crespi Sports Hall of Fame. Look at you now.
Thanks, Brez.
Yeah.
Really giving you a hard time over there.
A little
Huh?
walk down memory lane. This mic is awesome.
LOL. The things I want to say about it. We need to dive into what is wrong, what is going on, what are our thoughts. The
Okay,
last
fine.
2 games, we'll leave it at that for the Lakers. 135 points allowed to Houston, 138 to Atlanta. You guys do the math. I'm not sure. 136 in terms of points in the paint allowed, 55 fast break points. I actually thought another night where I sat there. Actually not. It's been a long time since I've contributed. And in the postgame show, I actually miss it because I sat in the chairs over
You
there.
contribute a lot around here.
I don't. Rude. I do not contribute a lot. I do my job.
Yeah.
Like
Now-
LeBron said to his teammates, if
Now-
there was
now
a
that's not her
message, just
birthday.
do your job.
Yeah.
But last night I was like, how the heck would you handle this postgame?
Yeah.
In my head,
Did we handle it?
you were great. You were phenomenal. I thought.
A lot of moving parts.
There's that little fine line of like, you got to be honest, right?
Mhm.
Like you want to like, can't come on Mr. Positive or Miss Positive when they're
Yeah.
not doing well, but you also can't, sky's not falling, it's season's not over, but you also have to be real. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's a
I
tough
think
one.
we're all frustrated too. So like, that's part of it, right? Like Byron, James, you,
Yeah.
Brett. So you have to convey that, but also do it in a professional way. It's
These were some of the numbers you guys looked at.
Yeah.
That's why it
brutal,
kind of made me
numbers
think.
last night, right? Like,
Yeah, and you guys pointed to the physicality or lack thereof, the effort that we're just not seeing. What is something that not necessarily has been the problem all season, but recently there's just something.
You know what? That's also, Allie,
Different.
like, come on here. You don't want to like question guys playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're watching a game and you're just Byron's doing breakdowns last night and there's literally not 1 ounce of physicality or trying to resist or stop anybody. It's not that I'm going to call out the effort, but I am going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not that they went into the game not wanting to win or not trying, but like they're not doing the things you have to do to win games. They didn't go out there with a sense of urgency.
Or any
just
kind of
does-
resistance.
Any kind of resistance, and it's been that way, and it just doesn't look right. I mean, 7 and 8 in January. I keep going to that because we sat here and thought 11 and 4,
Yep.
10 and 5.
A lot of home games. Ton
Never
of
in
winnable
a
games.
million
Keith.
years thought of 7 and 8.
Yeah.
When you looked at that schedule.
Yeah.
We thought we would know what this team is after January. That was our whole thing. Like, hey, they'll be over 500. They'll be in that 7 spot, looking at 6. That did not happen.
I think there's a fine line between fatigue and not playing hard. And you know, they had the big Golden State win last weekend, double OT. Seems like all the particulars, all the main particulars on the team, they played like 43 minutes on average. Okay, you know, maybe there's a little fatigue against Houston. You should not be down 30 points to a team that's 2 games below you in the standings. And the same thing the next night. They're down 20 to Atlanta. That team stopped playing like, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago. I mean, they've been close to 10 below 500 the entire season. You know, obviously that's not working there. A lot of rumors they're going to blow it up. But bottom line, yeah, it's like, okay, maybe the Lakers are a little tired, but there's also some lack of effort. And I think it comes across defensively. If you go back to December, they had a really good month. Maybe it started in late November, mid-November till the IST tournament, in-season tournament. They had a great month where they were like top 5 in defensive rating. What happened? Where did that go? So it's all defense to me. I mean, this Atlanta team, they should not be 20 points up on the Lakers.
I was just going to say, we kind of did the month-to-month breakdown. They were 500 in October, 4 games played, 2-2. Then they were 2 games above in November, 2 games below in December, and now a game below in January.
Shocking.
And Braun was asked that question of kind of,
that's who you are.
And I thought because it's true. We've seen him beat the Clippers. We've seen him beat OKC twice, the Clippers twice, right? They've had these moments in these games where he, like you said, you could go out and any given night you could beat the best, or you could, quote, ASS. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that anymore. Get your tail kicked, right?
Yeah.
And it's just it's mind-boggling.
There's also been a lot of those nights, and I think that's a red flag. That's a concern where you lose a lot of games by a wide margin.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing to happen. It's going to happen in the NBA from time to time, but I feel like the Lakers have had so many times where they've shown what they're capable of and then never back it up or then go into a bad stretch. So you can look at it a million different ways. Sure. And listen, all these things are true. Yes, the injuries had hurt them in the beginning of the year. And yes, it's been tough to find continuity and this and that. But those are all, at the end of the day, they are excuses. And it's not that they're not valid. But for fans and for us, like, we are also, we have to call it like it is. And at the end of the day, they are 24 and 25 for a reason. This is what they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to maintain credibility with the readers when I was at the LA Times and here the viewers. You can't say how great a team is playing if they lost 2 games in a row to teams that are below 500 by an average of, both games were 16-point losses, but it really seemed worse than that. And it was worse than that for a while until maybe late in the fourth quarter. So it's a weird line. It's a weird limbo that whether you're a journalist or a broadcaster, like you said, Geet, we're not even to February yet.
Yeah.
There's still, remember the Lakers didn't turn it up last year until mid-February. And then they went nuts for the last 2 months, and they had another good month.
Can't rely on that, though, right, Brez? Like, I think we all are hanging on to that.
Yeah.
But it's a dangerous game to play.
The flip the switch mindset, you're asking for trouble. You just are.
Yeah.
And if they were like 4th or 5th in the West, okay, they're there. They're yelling distance, Now, I mean, when you're hanging around in 10th with teams right below you, Houston and Golden State are now all of a sudden right behind them again. It's as Darvin said a week ago, the time for excuses has passed, and we've got to win, and it just has not been happening.
I think the challenge right now, and you guys will all get it because you've been on teams and been around sports your whole lives. When I use that word disconnect, and I used it last night, it's something you can see and you can hear in the way they talk or just the body language and the way teams play. And teams will look disconnected from time to time and all that stuff. And that's going to be a challenge for Darvin and for that team. Like, they look disconnected to me right now. Like, this is just who we are. We're okay with it. And guys don't want to lose, but they're just going through this road trip, like, not backing each other up. I don't see the fight that I'm used to seeing with this team.
Bad communication.
And I'm not saying that can't change.
Right.
It can change. But right now.
On that same note, this is a great segue because we've reached that point of the season where it's not just about X's and O's. We're going to dive into a couple of things that transpired before the game and then after the game.
Which proves that proves our point.
Yes. Yeah. But I do want to have you all listen to, in case you missed LeBron in the postgame last night towards the end of his media session.
I don't have any message for my teammates. Just go out and do your job. I mean, I'm not, appreciate it. You way to cut me off because I was about to go.
Ooh.
Where was he about to go besides 5 hours later to Twitter, to X?
Yeah.
Where he put out, obviously, the tweet of the hourglass.
He thanked Tanisha for.
Tanisha for, which, by the way, she didn't cut him off. She said one more question. He chose to take that as an opportunity to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And by the way, Geet, producer Beemore did some research on the hourglass, and there's 2 types of hourglass emojis you can use.
One has sand in it, Brent.
One's got a lot of sand at the very top, and the fine grains are just starting to drip down.
There's time left, but it's going.
Things are just starting up. That's like a September, October hourglass. That's not the one LeBron chose. He chose the one where all the sand is kind of coalescing in the bottom of the hourglass.
Oh no!
And there's just a couple
there's two
grains.
options out.
Yeah, there's 2 hourglass
Do you think
options.
he knows?
Yes.
I think LeBron,
Yeah.
unless his phone is different and has 6 options, he had 2 options, and he chose the one where the sand was out.
I didn't even know there were 2 options.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were trying to tell you that in the
We
makeup
didn't
room
either.
when you were ignoring us.
Elmo, we need to talk.
Elmo.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. There's basically a glass half full and a glass half
no.
empty.
When Elmo says, "How are you guys all doing?" Say, "Elmo,
Not
did you-"
well.
Yeah, the hourglass half full,
Yeah.
hourglass half empty. You can look at it 2 different ways. Empty.
How are you
Empty.
guys looking at it? What do you think it means?
I think Dave McBennett had a tweet today kind of breaking it down. I think there's a number of things it can mean, and I'm never going to pretend to be LeBron James, but I think it encompasses all of it. Like, we've run out of time if we're going to keep messing around.
Who's we?
The team. Like, we got to
Okay.
get going now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. I don't have a lot of time
Yeah.
left personally. That kind of stuff. I think it could mean all that. I think it could be personal, and it can also be team.
Yeah. I agree with
I
you.
went right to the trade deadline. I'm like, okay. And again, we're not putting words in his mouth. I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll have an interesting explanation for it after the Boston game. But to me, it's like the trade deadline at the time was 9 days away. This team obviously needs something. Last year, the trade deadline worked magic for them. I went to, okay, maybe LeBron's saying we're running out of time to add a shooter or a top point guard like DeJounte Murray, who looked pretty good against the Lakers. That's why I went with it. Just kind of a little reminder that, guys, we're almost at that time in the season. And if we don't change up the team by February 8th, this is what we got.
I did not know there were 2 hourglasses.
Allie, you're struggling with it.
Well, we might have to wait till after
Okay.
the game because there is shoot around in Boston tomorrow. So maybe he will get requested and maybe he'll address.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Would you believe him if he said, "Oh, it had something to do with something else"? You wouldn't, probably.
Would or wouldn't?
Would you believe him if he said that? "Oh, it had something to do with something else. Don't worry about it."
He wouldn't do that though.
He wouldn't do that.
That's
I
the
agree.
thing.
That's the thing. Like, when you put out a tweet like that, and you're LeBron James, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's good at.
Yeah.
And it was
really good
late
at that.
too.
Yeah, he's good at Twitter. And
Done
he's
it
good
for
at
a
basketball.
while.
Really
Yeah.
good at basketball.
Yeah.
He's good at a lot of things. But
Yeah.
so, like, it's open for all of us to interpret,
Yeah.
and there could be truth in so much of it, right? And bottom line is, you're sitting there and you put that out there and you press send. There's
Yeah.
a reason.
And then he probably went night and he just
Never looked at it again.
yep.
Does he know what it caused? Does he know the attention?
Yeah.
it
Does he
created?
know that we're
Oh,
talking
he
about it
knows
on the
the
podcast?
attention. He
Yes,
knew exactly
does.
what he was doing.
He knows.
Okay, LOL. That's where we're going next.
LOL.
Christian Wood.
Christian Wood. Again, post game, he addressed it, said it was not his intent. He said he meant to quote tweet, hit send, but based off of the timing, from the standpoint of, he said he then had to put his phone down and run out to the court because the game was about to start. This came shortly after the starting lineups were announced. Jackson Hayes drew the assignment for Anthony Davis. Darvin mentioned that he wanted to keep Christian in his role that he's been honestly thriving in, coming off the bench in that second unit. I thought that was another thing that Byron and Big Game handled really well.
Yeah.
Just the fact of the matter, you're on your phone. Whether you are or you're not, probably shouldn't let people know. But then also the timing was just off, but you take the man for his word. How do you guys feel about that was kind of last night, the breakdown of that.
Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I listen. I appreciated Byron and James saying we take his man at his word.
Yeah.
And James said, I cannot prove otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, and I said this as well. When you put that out there at that time, it becomes a conversation in the locker room after the game. So it is about that, whether you meant it or not. It is now a story, and it's being talked about with Darvin, with you, with teammates. So you can't do that. And it does show that you did it at that time. And the guys followed up like, we follow you. This is not a time that you tweet.
It was literally about half an hour before the game, which is right when the starting lineups are announced.
Uh-huh.
And the Lakers knew already internally who they were going to start.
Yeah.
I doubt that Darvin came up to Christian Wood right at the time and said, hey, we're about to send in the paperwork, because each team has to send in a piece of paper to the official scorer, I want to say, listing who their starting five are. And then it gets publicized on X, formerly Twitter. Yeah, I'm with you, Geet. Like,
Whether it was or not, maybe it was a quote tweet.
The best thing that could have happened to Christian Wood
but it's a
last
story.
night.
yeah, you're on your phone very close to tip off.
The best
And
thing that could have
that's-
happened to him though was Braun tweeting. Let's be honest, because no one's talking about LOL anymore.
100%.
Great point.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about it because we
Yeah.
have to. It's our job. But
But to me, it just goes to the underlying issue, challenge that we're talking about, where
Is there a disconnect?
between this team.
Mhm.
Like, look at what we're talking about.
I know.
can Darvin
not
24 and
basketball. Not
25.
good
And
basketball.
we're talking about 2 tweets that were sent out.
can Darvin rewrite the chip?
Ooh.
What can he do? Does he need to? Is it on Darvin?
I think it's on everyone.
Mhm.
And I think Darvin would agree with me. I think everyone yeah, it's on the players, it's on the coaches, for sure. I think they can.
Yeah.
But it's on everyone.
And that time is running
Oh, yeah.
thin,
Yeah, I mean, you're in
It's
the...
hourglass half full.
half full,
Yeah, or half empty.
half
Sorry.
empty.
I mean,
Um,
listen, Brez was covering this team back when there's team meetings and you guys find out about it and stuff.
Sure.
And I don't know what they need to have, whether it's a meeting, whether it's whatever. You know, LeBron's probably like, man, I played 21 years. I don't need to have any more meetings. Who knows where their mindset is? But we should not know about it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. Like, if they are meeting or then it should be in a true team. They need to keep whatever's going on right now. They need to fix it and then show it.
Mhm.
And it's not just going to be overnight. So I don't know what they need to do. But yeah, you can right the ship, but like, there's no quick fix.
Yeah, and they go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Boston, they go to
Boston,
New
New
York.
York.
I mean, here's the problem. Laker fans and Laker media, including us, we just assume like a brilliant trade or two is going to happen. Why? Because we're spoiled.
Yeah.
Because in 2008,
Good point.
when Kobe 6 months earlier said he wanted to be traded, the Lakers, Mitch Kupchak was a GM at the time, boom, Pau Gasol arrives, and they go to the finals three years in a row, winning 2 of them. If you go back to, there's just so many unique trades that you can come up with over the years. AD, 5 years ago now, LeBron's kind of like, they had a bad year or two, one bad year with LeBron. It's like, how are we going to fix this? Boom, AD arrives.
How about last year?
Yeah, last year. Thank you. A ton of smaller trades, really shoring up depth.
So
getting
really,
better-
it's after these trades, big runs have happened. You just
Yeah.
mentioned the Kobe Powell run,
Yep.
LeBron AD run, and then last year's run to the Western Conference Finals from what, 12th in the West?
Yeah, it was bad, right?
0.3% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Or
crazy?
making the playoffs or something.
So
12th.
Allie, over time, we Laker fans and Laker media have become accustomed to the front office
you're right.
snapping their fingers, waving their wand.
You're right.
Everything's going to be better. Will it happen again over the next 8 days? That's the thing I'm most curious about. I don't see a franchise turning player out there who's been made available. Put it this way. Giannis is not going to be a Laker in 8 days. I think we're all cognizant of that. Or anyone remotely like him. DeJounte Murray, he'd help.
Who's not?
Oh, I said Giannis.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Pick any. Embiid
Yeah,
is
yeah, I
not going
got
to
you, I
be
got you.
rolling through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
doors next week.
Yeah.
But so you're going to have to look at DeJounte Murray's, all the names that are out there. Zach LaVine's. Thought it was interesting. The Warriors story came out about a week ago that only Steph is untradeable. I thought that was interesting. All right, maybe is there someone up there that could help the Lakers? Maybe, but that's the fun of the trade deadline. And none of those trades last year. Well, there's really only 2 that were big ones: the Rui trade and the D'Lo trade that included Vando. None of those trades by themselves. You're like, well, we're not getting an all-star. We're not getting an amazing player, but it led to a really incredible run at the end of the regular season and into the playoffs. So can the Lakers find maybe just some good depth type pieces that maybe fit better than what's going on right now?
And I agree with Brez. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it'll be a little piece here or
think so, too.
there that adds some depth and maybe add some firepower in a certain position. But I would look at this differently if I were the Lakers right now, players and Darvin and the coaches. If there are no moves to be made, how can this team right the ship? How can this
Yes.
team turn it around? And the only thing I keep coming up with besides, play better is, they have to look at combinations of players and who's playing what and where the minutes are coming from. And they got to make some changes because what's going wrong right now, whatever those rotations, they're not working.
Yeah.
Consistently. So do you got to make another change? Sorry.
Yeah.
Whether it's this guy to the bench and this guy starts or these combinations got to work more. Listen, everyone's talking about Vando with that starting group instead of Taurean Prince, and it's only 32 minutes. So those numbers look beautiful because it's 32 minutes. Well, let's look at it more. Let's see it more then. We don't have a choice anymore.
Yeah.
Right? You're already here where you can't go any,
I do think Darvin's going to make a lineup change very soon. I think Vando goes in for Torian Prince, and we get the team, finally, some people would say, that with the starting five that made their way through the playoffs all the way to the West.
I think it benefits Torian too. If this does go down, I think maybe some less minutes. He's playing a lot. Maybe he gets fresh legs. He can still add a lot of value to this team. I don't know. I mean, I think Rui needs more minutes. Listen, and I'm not the coach. I don't know.
Right.
But there's reasons why certain rotations are out there. But I think Rui's a guy that's got to step up when his number's called and get more minutes, and let's go.
Yeah, because everything going on right now is the opposite.
Because I don't want to think about who's coming in. I don't know.
Right.
So we have to
Control
focus on who's here.
control.
Yeah. Because I still believe in the team. I've said it
I do
a
too.
million times.
Yeah. I think
do.
fine
I
tuning
really
is,
do.
at the very least, some fine tuning is going to happen.
Well, good thing I got my scalp massage before I came in here.
Your blood is flowing.
It's a lot. Lakeshow fans, remember, you can be part of the show each week. Feel free to send us your questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, it's a round of bucket or brick, and Brett is so mad that he has to get up and take his headphones off.
Hi, Brett. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Lakeshow podcast presented by Jack in the Box. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. Time for Round of Bucket or Brick, presented by Jack in the Box. Rui Hachimura's last 4 games, 13.3 points, 78% from the field, 70% from 3, but 19, 18, 22, and 23 minutes. Bucket or brick, something's up with Rui's minutes. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me
We're
like
just focusing in on
focusing. You have good energy.
doing a little massage right here on the head.
Yeah.
Something's up with the Rui's minutes.
bucket or brick?
Bucket. Yeah, I mean, they're inconsistent. If that has to do with his play or something, there's a reason. I would love to know it, to be honest with you, because I'm trying to figure it out as well. Listen, I think a couple things, too. Rui has had moments where he has started to get it going, and there's been injuries that have set him back.
3 times.
3 times. Good call, Bress. He's missed 15 games, maybe? Has
Sounds
it
about
been
right.
that many? Yeah. So, but 18 minutes to 30 to 21, it is tough, I think, and I'm very curious about it because I'm a big Rui guy.
Yeah, I'm going to bucket that too. Yeah, I mean, I always go back to the playoffs, and he was shooting almost 50% from three-point range. And that, to me, was spectacular. Is that him in his career? No.
Yeah.
But could that be him in this system? Maybe at low 40%. Yeah, he's a good shooter. He and LeBron worked hard during the offseason. You know LeBron loves him. And, yeah, I'd like to see Rui get more time. I really would.
I would have to do the math, Brez, and I'm not saying he needs 35 minutes, but like 28 a night.
Yeah.
I'd have to see. There's only so many minutes to go around.
That's
but
a
I would
problem.
like to.
It's, the position's a little
I'm
long.
going to go to my desk after this. I'm going to break it down minutes-wise.
Okay.
Cool. I'll get back to you.
I like that. Get back to you. Bucket or brick, the NBA draft expanding to a 2-night format. The 26th and the 27th.
I'm going to brick it. I mean, I kind of liked how quick the second round was. It was 2 minutes.
So they're going to do
For each
first round.
pair.
Are they doing more rounds or just first
They're
round?
doing the first
round
night
and the second.
Oh.
in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
same at Barclays, and then the second in studio.
Yeah.
Or,
Now,
like at Seaport.
the reasoning makes sense, Allie. Like GMs they complained to the commish that we need more time. The second round does go really quick. In fact, there's that funny video, Jokic, a second round pick, when they were drafting him on TV at the time, there was like an Olive Garden commercial.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Taco
Bell. We prefer Jack in the Box here on the podcast for sure. But yeah, bottom line, I mean, it's I don't think you need to stretch it out, but maybe it'll give the GMs more time to work trades and try to figure things
If
out.
they're happy about it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Moving on. D'Angelo Russell has been the biggest bright spot for the Lakeshow lately. So, bucket or brick, the Lakers should not trade D'Lo. Gosh. I'm so glad I'm hosting.
Do we want
Well,
to
you got to answer that.
No, we'll not be answering that. I'll answer the next one, though.
You will?
You want to go? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead, Brez.
I'm going to bucket this. I know some Laker fans are going to be upset about this, but what he did for most of this month, he brought this team. He was part of a lot of wins. He really was that third best player on the team. It's tough though. God, it's so close. Like you have a bucket and a brick because he can go south too, like we saw in December. He lost his starting job. He's had a bad couple games this week. He wasn't very effective in Houston or in Atlanta. So for now, I say bucket because when he's on, I mean, he was averaging, 27 points a game for a couple weeks? That's offense, as LeBron says, that this team needs.
I'm going to bucket it. We need him.
Yeah.
Need a scoring. Need him.
Yep.
Bucket.
Great. I'm glad you both went that way because I was going to do the same. From 3.
From 3.
Get it? Have you watched Saltburn?
Yep.
Have we talked about it on this podcast? No.
Nope.
We're going there next. Get your mind right. Tony Snell, we are ending the bucket or brick session with this. Tony Snell has until the end of the week to sign with an NBA team in order to fulfill the 10th year of service required for the retiree benefits program. He will also be eligible for the union's premium medical plan if signed, which would cover his family, including his 2 sons, who were both diagnosed with autism. Bucket or brick, would someone sign Tony Snell?
Yeah,
please?
seriously.
If you brick this, you got problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like real problems.
Yes. I just got the chills. Yes.
That's great. That's a great story that he's
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone will do it. I mean,
Bucket.
come on. That's amazing.
Bucket.
Yeah.
A good two-way player in his day. Maybe
Bummer,
not
man. You got to get
offensively
to that
as much.
10 years. Tough. I mean, I know guys have been 6 years and 7.
Yeah.
It's a big
I think
deal.
there's 2 levels. There's like a 7-year level or a 6-year level and then a 10-year level.
But to be right there,
I know.
wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, good things
Make it
come
happen.
his way.
Somebody, please.
All right. Before we wrap this up, can I have your Saltburn review? Bucket or brick, first of all.
You know what?
You liked it.
You better, because I'm going to tell everyone why you're bucketing it. Because he's watching Saltburn at 9 a.m.
I'm going to bucket it. Listen, did it intrigue me? Did it hold me? Was it...
Oh, it held you.
Was it weird? Yes. Was it out there? Yes, but like it wasn't. I don't know. I think I went in with like these expectations because of you that it was just going to be the most like make no sense awful. That's how I thought you sold it to me.
You thought that movie made sense.
Well, it was
For
like
itself,
a
yes,
confusing movie. Yeah, I was entertained.
Did it make you think and wonder who and what was going on in the brain of whoever made this movie come to life?
Never thought about that once. Just thought,
What is wrong with you?
this is a trip.
Did you watch it by yourself?
Yes.
Did Zeffy get to watch it?
Yes.
Your kids will
I
not be
watched
watching
part
it.
at night, the rest during the day.
Oh.
Couldn't watch it all in one setting.
During the day, he meant by the first minute he woke up.
So I'm just saying, like, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. Was I disgusted by it? There are some things in there that are pretty disgusting.
Which parts?
There's a couple. There's a couple little tub scene that's a little weird. There's a little grave scene that you
Would you buy
probably
the
liked.
candle?
What?
Would you buy the candle?
I don't want anything. I don't want any candle. I don't want any Saltburn kit. No, I'm out on that. But I thought like it had the ending was good. There was a trip, a twist. Yeah, I don't like. It wasn't like I wasted 2 hours. Did you feel like that?
Would you?
Did you bucket or brick it?
I don't know. I'm still confused.
I
Would
just think
you
it's amazing. It's
recommend-
your first movie you've seen
I
in
think
your
I'm traumatized.
lifetime. I think that's what's fascinating to all of us.
Did you go to a theater,
Like
Allie?
Rich, Channing, everyone's
No.
like,
Watched it at
she
home.
had it on Instagram. She's talked
Have
about
you
it on
watched
podcasts.
it?
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Brett, you watched Saltburn, right? Bucket or brick? He
Brick.
just bucketed it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it didn't like bother me. Where I was like, I can't believe it's not the worst movie ever. It's not winning any awards.
Tries a little too
Did
hard,
you
Brett says.
wonder where the director producer their mind was when it came to putting this movie together? Yeah. Okay.
Nacho, did you see it?
Not one bit. Did you?
Yeah.
The whole
I
time.
haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen
The
it. Not-
whole time.
What do you mean where their mind was at where that? What I mean,
That graveyard scene is absurd.
it is, but it's also that
I feel like I've
actor
seen it.
on the fly doing that.
Literally.
You told me that. You're the one who broke it down for me.
Would you? How much?
I mean,
Allie,
I watched,
Nachos-
I
Nacho
watched
saw it,
gross,
too.
weird movies my whole life. I mean, so some are terrible, some are like it wasn't awful where I couldn't watch it.
Would you do the dance scene?
I'm not.
But
Yeah.
Did you just hear Brett?
You know what?
Gotta be warm.
I got to watch the movie again. I got to watch
You're
it.
going to watch it again.
LOL.
I am just to see.
No,
Maybe
you're
I'm
not.
missing something.
Brez, your hourglass is running out.
Yeah, I got to see it.
Thanks
gotta
to
see
you
it.
all for listening to the Lake Show podcast. I got a
Be
lot
nice
more
to
that we
Elmo,
could
everybody.
discuss.
Leave Elmo alone.
Presented by Jack in the Box. If you like what you hear,
You're a Barney,
leave us
Elmo.
a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. We want to hear from you. Send us your questions. Hit us up on X at Relay Clifton, at Keter3, at Mike_Bresnahan. Until next week, Brez will watch Saltburn.
I promise.
What did Richard Channing say?